Today we're covering 7th grade, Chapter 6, Lesson 3, Slope. And slope is the rate of change between 2 points on a line. Slope is the rate of change between 2 points on a line. Kind of like what we've already been doing, finding the constant rate or constant proportionality. Slope is very similar. And sometimes we say slope is rise over run, or sometimes change of y over change of x. That's where you're subtracting 2 y's and subtracting 2 x's. The rise is the vertical, and the run is the horizontal. Rise, run. Rise has to go on top. So let's look at an example. The graph the data about the plant height for a science fair project. Then determine the slope of the line. Explain what the slope represents in the work zone. So they gave us a table, and we're going to put the points on the graph. So I go to the right 1 and up to 1.5. Put a dot. Go to the right 2 and up to 3. To the right 3 and up to 4.5. And to the right 4 and up to 6. And as you can see, it made a straight line. And now we're going to find the slope. Slope is kind of like the angle. Think of like a rooftop. The degree into which it slopes is what we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to pick 2 points on the line. And usually I like to pick whole numbers because it's just easier to subtract. So the y's, I just picked this point and this point. So the y's were 6 and 3. And the x that went with 6 is 4, so he has to go underneath the 6. And the x that went with 3 is 2, so he has to go underneath the 3. And then we just work it out. 6 minus 3 is 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. So the slope is 3 over 2. Well, that's improper, so we want to divide that out. 3 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 1.5. And slope is a rate, so we have to use some words. The plant grows 1.5 centimeters per week. Remember, it's the Y word and then the X word, and usually per in between. So 1.5 centimeters per week. Today on your own, you're going to be doing some questions that have tables, and then you're going to be matching that to a graph. So let's do an extra example. This table shows the number of packages of raisins per box. Graph the data, then determine the slope of the line and explain what the slope represents. Okay, so first I'm going to put this information into the graph. I'm going to go, looks like boxes is the X and packages is the Y. So I'm going to go to the right 1 and up to 20 and put a dot. To the right 2 and up to 40 and put a dot. To the right 3 and up to 60. To the right 4 and up to 80. And you can see it makes a straight line. And then I need to find the slope. We just need to pick 2 points. So I'm going to pick the first 2. And it's going to be the y's. And this is what I write. Change of y. The little triangle means change over change of x. So my y's are 40 minus 20. And the x that went with 40 is 2. And the x that went with 20 is 1. 40 minus 20 is 20. 2 minus 1 is 1. So the slope is 20, or 20 packages per box. So the questions you're going to be doing look like this. For number 1, you're going to find the slope and you're going to figure out what the graph would look like. Pick any 2 y's or any 2 x's. Pick an intervals. And time is the x. And envelopes is the y. So you're going to pick that, come up with a number, and then it's going to be that number, envelopes per minute. And yes, you have to write out the words because slope is a rate. So some number, envelopes per minute. Number 2 says there are 3 feet for every yard. So that means for 1 yard, there's 3 feet. 2 yards, 6 feet. 3 yards, 9 feet. So and if I had 0 yards, I'd probably have 0 feet. And you can do the change of y from your graph, or you can remember that the rate is the number that we're multiplying. So that's going to be some number, feet per yard. And for this last one, you are just trying to find the slope. And the slope is 2 points that we subtract. So you can use the graph and pick 2 points to subtract. And it'll be some number, laps per minute.